Lady Draco, is it just you tracking today?
Yep. I am double tracking.
Bless your soul. We appreciate it.
That's no problem.
We are live. They can't hear us, by the way.
Oh.
Yep. All good. Well, anyways, welcome everybody to Speed Gaming. We got the semi-finals match of the Speed Gaming Summer Series Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament. This is between the reigning Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament champion, as well as last year's Speed Gaming Live champion, MrMario, against former Standard Tournament champion of Ocarina of Time Randomizer, Xavi. I'm Ink, and on comms with me is Oak. How are you doing today, Oak?
I'm doing fantastic, Ink. We got an amazing match. This is a battle of champions here, literally. And the fact that this is happening in the semis, you see it happen all the time. There's so many top players in, that tend to make it in the top 4, top 8 section. And, two completely different styles of play that we're going to see here, too. We understand how both these players play, and I think we're in for a really fun matchup.
Yeah, of course. Mario has been on fire the past year. He's won just about every tournament he's participated in. We'll see if Xavi can stop that hot streak, and he's a pretty good contender too, considering just the difference in playstyle, I'd say, gives him a bit better odds than I think most other runners could. But yeah, this is a very exciting matchup, two titans of the Ocarina of Time randomizer scene. And we will be starting pretty soon. I believe we'll be starting in about a minute, I want to say.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go over how these players got here real quick. Mr. Mario did not have a bye in the brackets. Started off in round 1. Had to play against Rockshock, Seti, another German player, and Decker, who's a British player, and made it here to the semifinals versus Xavi, who did have a bye in round 1 and ended up playing Sponge in round 2 and Ethereum in round 3, or the quarterfinals. So realistically, both of these runners have not played easy matches. There's not a single easy match in any of those matchups for either of them. So that's how they ended up here, and the winner of this is going to end up in the finals versus whoever wins in the other semifinal match, which I do not know when that's set, but it is set, I believe. Maybe.
Yeah, I can actually check that for you. So it looks like it is tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern, or rather 3:15 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
That one is between Kuari and Alexis.
Yeah, so these are our the final 4. So one of these 4 will be crowned champion here very shortly, and this is pretty exciting. We're reaching the end. This is a very quick tournament. This summer series for SG has been very quick and very fun to watch. The settings have been pretty decent. They're very similar to last year. Except we've got beatable only, or required only, or all locations reachable off, whatever you want to call it. That setting is also added on into this one. Plus, we've got all the standard tricks shake up since late last year. Tons of new tricks. Maybe we'll see some today. So very, very fun, and it's kind of interesting how this one's going to turn out.
Yeah, of course, we got our starting song is actually ZL today, Zelda's Lullaby. So very big starting song that will give us another song accessible right off the bat once we go to Graveyard, which, granted, I know Mr. Mario will. He tends to stay adult in his opener. Xavi, on the other hand, we will likely see a child opener, actually, which is a bit of a shake-up from what other runners do typically. And we'll see how that pays off for him.
Yeah, one of the few runners that are pretty successful with that kind of method of just most, I'd say 98, 99% of the runners just take whatever age that you start with and they run with it. But Xavi is one that will go out of his way to go to the other age first just to change things up. And it completely changes up how their match typically goes within the first 20 minutes, roughly. And it could potentially change their second age. So it usually changes up your adult, unless you find absolutely nothing as child. So,
Right. It is a pretty big risk. Of course, as Oak was saying, if the child opener doesn't result in items, it can put you significantly behind, to be honest. So we'll see if that risk pays off. Of course, if it does pay off good, it could put Xavi in a lead, which, you know, against an opponent as good as Mario, you'll take any advantage you can get, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
just looking for any edge cases, any advantages that we can find. And we're about to be underway. We are on countdown.
Yeah, against an opponent like Mr. Mario, especially somebody who is currently on such a hot streak, you know, finishing off I wouldn't even say finishing off, but, you know, just lately in that hot streak, winning the major tournament, our standard tournament. Wow. Okay, so looks like Desert Colossus, Market, Hyrule Castle,
Jabu.
and Jabu are fools, yeah.
Yep. To be honest, those are some pretty low density foolishes, all of them. Except for Market. I mean, Market's quite a few checks, but the other locations, I mean, Colossus is just 3 checks if you count the song. Castle's 1, Jabu's 4. So it tells us that at least a lot of the dense locations could potentially not be barren.
Yeah, and that does straight up tell us that Colossus has Serenade. Yeah. So Colossus, yeah. So if you do get Requiem and you can't really do Spirit, and you're not really looking for Serenade, you can kind of just hold off on playing that Requiem. You know, it's not really burning a hole in your pocket to play that song to get another one, because you already know what it is.
Already we got a really crazy hint at the start here on Hyrule Castle 1 that Xavi went for. We'll also see another one in Mario's side, Hyrule Field of Morpha, but the crazier one, of course, my opinion, is the Lake Hylia is Path of the Hero. Now, for those who don't know what that means, it means that, well, Path of the Hero means that it has to be an item that is only required to beat Ganon. So it has to be either magic or an item that leads to the light arrows, and in some rare cases it can be a bow. But whatever item that is, it won't lock any of the dungeons we need to access Ganon or the Ganon's tower or the bridge.
We did end up getting Bolero here in the first check in the Windmill song. Typically, the song is Storms.
And Skulls have nothing.
Yeah, Bolero being nice early, it's good movement, and you're guaranteed another song. And you're also guaranteed not to get a Serenade, so hopefully that song's going to be pretty good.
So far, pretty dry seed from the checks we have seen from the runners. Haven't gotten any major items in Kakariko. Of course, Xavi hasn't done too many checks yet. He had to walk to Ranch. But yeah, we do have access to a lot of songs between the Bolero and the ZL, so that'll open up some more areas. Ranch's Sun Song.
Oh, Very nice. So this is where, like, the routing can potentially take a turn. Going child or, just doing opposite ages. And we're going to try and keep track of that with these runners a little bit. So Xavi just picked up Sun Song before even going Graveyard, and Sun Song unlocking one check inside of Graveyard, which is very minor, but, that one check, if it's a good item, it's not very often that you're going to be, hard pressing that location for that one check just because you found Sun Song in your second age. So, with having not already gone Graveyard, which is where Mario is completing right now, Xavi will be able to do a little bit more thorough of a Graveyard check when he goes adult.
Right, and Xavi checking Child Spawn immediately here, and what do you know? We are in Path Lake.
Oh, that's funny. Now, we do have to take a little bit of note of what it is. If it's something like Magic, then we know, okay, there's a good chance that Magic just straight up doesn't unlock anything for our progressive dungeons, and it could just be an item needed to beat Ganon, and only Ganon.
Finally, we got a major item, by the way. In Graveyard on Dampe Race, it is a strength for Mr. Mario.
I mean...
And a bow in Lake.
That's probably the wildest one you could get. So we're probably not looking at a Forest Temple completion, if that's the case. If we do need to beat Forest Temple, then it's not the bow.
You know what Xavi did peek his,
Light arrows are just in the bottom of the water there. Refresh my mind, could it just be those light arrows?
It cannot be those light arrows, actually. Light arrows can never be directly hinted because Ganon himself will hint them.
Does look like Skullmask is dead. So yeah, it's looking very likely to be the bow there.
Okay, so I managed to VOD dive and check the dungeon layout. I'll hold off because we're about to get another song here on Mario's side, which is Saria's from the bridge in Crater. And Xavi's gonna go to Child Kakariko now. So, our dungeon layout for today are 3 stones to access the bridge to Ganon's. Our Spirit Temple, Dodongo's Cavern, and Fire Temple. Our pre-completed dungeon is Deku Tree. And our Ganon's Boss Key medallions, the Shadow and Spirit medallions, are Jabu and Water. So, that means, although Forest Temple is not our pre-completed, we likely won't have to do any bow lock checks in there.
Yeah.
Those are all good.
With that information, we could pretty much just rule out all dungeons as, we could pretty much just rule out all dungeons in general, unless for some reason all dungeons locks are only possible way of getting a Zora scale to get the light arrows at the very end. And that's pretty much the only thing I could think of with our current knowledge.
Right, of course there could still be something funny like a magic in Adult Lake that we don't know about and the bow is just coincidentally there. But as it stands, that doesn't seem to be the case. It's most likely the bow. Something to note though, Mario immediately checked Spawn. Does not get the Hyrule Castle 1 hint, so he doesn't know about the Path of the Hero yet. Granted, how much time that will lose him in the end? Probably not that much. He'll probably eventually get the second copy of the hint or something like that, or there's a small chance he accidentally does bow lock checks, but it's not that likely. And he did get Requiem from Adult, so we'll be playing that now just to get his Serenade.
Doesn't look like a big chest on that right hand there, so could still be a key, but not too worried about it. You know, it looks like Bombchew's sitting on top of the Colossus Arch. And it looks like that was Fairy outside Ganon's Castle is dead. So OGC or outside Ganon's Castle Fairy, known to be Strength 3 locked, is nothing. So might only need Strength 3, potentially. It's not guaranteed, for inside Ganon's Castle.
Yeah, for Light Trial. Which, we don't know if it's in play yet. Something I should typically note, usually when we see these Path of the Hero seeds, from my experience, overwhelmingly they tend to be very Jetty seeds. Because it eliminates a large portion of the game already where items can be. So,
yeah,
we might be looking at a pretty fast one here.
It's huge knowledge for the players. And that was very close. Xavi almost didn't get the fire storage there, but put it out in the very end and is able to just make it daytime, which is very convenient. While Mario's going to be doing exactly what Xavi has already done, and they're pretty much going to be switching spots here.
Yeah, Xavi going to... Is he gonna go for Sun's... He already went for Sun's Rift, it was nothing, right? So...
Yeah.
I suppose this is chickens on his end.
That's
He
true,
thought about
yeah.
skipping them. He thought about skipping them, actually.
Yeah, this is one of the scenarios where, you know, knocking out Dampe and chickens is the most sought after. Is, you know, you've already got like a very convenient Dampe time, and you got Sun Song, so it makes it nice and easy to be able to knock these checks out, which typically either get ignored or just last located if required. So, still good checks for, you know, early Sphere Zero items, but they're a little bit slower of checks and kind of out of the way.
Yeah, today they did not pay off for Xavi, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Where is he going with this now? He seems to be going up trail?
Yeah, he doesn't have that strength that Mario has, so I am actually a little curious. Is this...
I mean, he has Zelda's Lullaby, so he can go through Goron City to Child Woods.
Very true,
I think
yeah.
that's his intention here. Whether it's the most optimal play here, hard to say. We'll see if it pays off for him, but it is a little bit better to go this direction. Oh, we have cover.
That's nice. That's nice to see.
Yeah, it is typically a bit better to go this direction when it comes to going to Kakiri for, like, going to Child Woods area. You typically want to be going through trail instead of, you know, just going through Kakariko and walking there, because at least you get these checks on the way, and here it proves it. Xavi getting the hover boots, and Mario might be missing those for some time because he's already been to Kakariko, so he has to find a way to backtrack over there. Probably when he gets to Dodongo's Cavern, but when will that be? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Mario has that knowledge that Hyrule Field is path to Morpha, I believe it is. So he's going to be checking Open Grotto and probably into a Valley Lake, which, you know, it doesn't feel too bad. You've got Sun Song, and honestly, by the time he's done with Valley Lake, he's going to have a good time of day anyway, so he's not going to have to waste time and spend it on another Sun Song, but... never mind, I lied. He is not valleying whatsoever. He is just heading over to Kokiri. Never mind, he's going to Valley. I don't think he knows where he's going, but it's okay.
Yeah, he had a bit of a hard time making up his mind there. Decided to go with Valley in the end, which I think that's fair. It's probably the best time to route it in if you're going to route it in early. Although, you know, many would argue going to Valley as adult is better, typically, like if you can, but at the same time, this seed is dry. It's very, very dry. So the odds that something ball-necking us early in Valley becomes a lot higher, actually.
There we go. So, yeah,
Getting through.
popping in over into Lost Woods. Probably head straight to the song first and then head over into Kokiri Forest. Makes the most sense. Get another song. Usually when you make that decision to go child first instead of adult, you really go for this extended child to, you know, not miss anything. You're really trying to just capitalize on absolutely anything you can to get before you go an adult. And having hovers ahead of time is nice. You know, it is very nice to have that. Kind of makes the decision to, you know, have a more extended adult in your adult one. And that's a bomb bag on horseback archery, which we're just an opponent song away from.
Yeah, that is a somewhat powerful hint for Mario. I'll say that while the Valley play didn't result in any items and it could potentially be a big time waste, the hint might make it worth it. We'll see if that ends up paying out big for him in the end. Although, oh, there's the other copy.
Okay. What song? I didn't see, but what song did
That was Minuet.
Xavi? Okay. Good. Oh, that's actually really nice.
The weird part about this is that if the bow is Path of the hero, then that bomb bag can't be the first bomb bag. Because the bomb bag locks... It locks something for the bridge instead of for Ganon's. So, or the bow rather, because it locks the bomb bag. But Xavi is getting some more good information. Domain, having only fire arrows, not that big, only locks one check, Shadow Trail 2, logically, and also Death Mountain Trail Path to Volvagia, which so far is the hover boots, that might be fulfilled, depending on key logic. There's our magic.
I think that's like a 80% chance now, and I'm just throwing a random number out there. Don't take this to heart. But more likelihood of the chance of the bow being Path of the Hero, which, I mean, DC is required, so I think you already touched up on this, but that likely means that a bomb bag might just be available, like, not locked by the bow.
Yeah, it would have to be, I think, an earlier sphere. Like,
Could be this right here. Oh, that would have been like... I'm not going to say that. That's cringe.
Yeah, I got the spoiler log out.
No, yep. Speaking of spoiler logs, Mario just announced a tournament that he's going to be the organizer for, and it's a spoiler log tournament. So if you're interested in that, go check out that the side quest server. Tons of cool stuff going on in there.
Yep. Anyways, Xavi gonna make his first incursion as adult and play Minuet immediately, and that is Nocturne. So easy routing to Kakariko from here.
Yeah, that movement, you know, this is just the small thing of like going child first before adult. It's not always that you're going to get like a little bit of a one-up in your next, you know, if you go child first and then you go adult, you're not necessarily getting a one-up in your adult segment, because you could very much likely get nothing that helps you in that next segment. But this is just one small thing that makes, you know, routing so much easier. And I'd say in this case a little bit faster just because of the movement.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely help Xavi save some time over Mario in terms of just general movement. Not having to walk to Kakariko from Market as adult.
Yeah,
Also,
it is.
He will be getting the strength here, but I wanted to bring back the note about the Death Mountain Trail hovers. With the hovers being this early and the seed being this dry, I'd like to see Xavi actually go to River here, personally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you know, those hovers, they do lock those 2 river checks so far. So there's a good chance our bomb bag is just right there, or a hammer or something that blocks the seed.
That, and you know what's crazy? He could rush ice. He could. I'm not typically that type of person that is like, oh my god, these players need to rush ice. Get Hyper on the stream and he'll tell you about it. But he with that river just sitting there in the open, yeah, he could go upriver, maybe knock out ice if he wants to. Or he could take that strength and go into DC early.
Yep, either one is a pretty strong option here. I actually do like the Ice Rush a little bit more, just because he got the bottle from Child 1, and it's sort of like one of those like niche case advantage type things that you could push because you know Mario won't be doing it. But at the same time, with beatable only, it is a little bit dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't know where Letter is. Letter could be the last item in the entire seed, buried in Light Trial somewhere, so of course that's pretty dangerous.
Now this is another check that has a slight mismatch where Mario did not have the bow going into their adult Kakariko segment. So adult shooting requires the bow, and unless you have other things to do inside of Kakariko, or you're really kind of narrowing it down to the last couple of checks, it's one of those checks that you're probably not going to get to for a little bit. But I mean, Mario chose the same route that Xavi did, and went up trail, got the hover boots, and is going over to Kokiri Forest the same way Xavi did. So
yeah, those hovers are going to be good for Mario, and we were talking about Xavi doing some checks that Mario will have problems routing in. Mario's going to now do some checks that Xavi's going to have trouble routing in. These Saria checks, like Darunia.
Oh my god, yeah.
Or nothing.
Any of those checks on either side could just be devastating because, I mean, specifically Chao Goron City, it's hard to get to sometimes. It's hard to route in. And if it pays off early, you just so happen to get the right route pretty early on, you're going to find it pretty hard to get back there.
For sure. Skull Kid's another one. Just... The thing is, of course, that Mario got Saria as an adult 1. It was the Bolero song, so Xavi will get around to getting Saria's. It's just because he's already been to this area as child. He's not going to want to double back, right? He's probably going to do other stuff until he runs out of things to do, although Mario missing the pot there.
Yeah, I don't think you go for it again. You just go for the big Goron, and I mean, doing this with strength again. This is just where the mismatching of the routes comes into play, and it's really cool to watch because it's you're just watching 2 players same seed and somehow ending up with completely different routes.
Swagony for Mario. Gets some reward for for the rolling Goron, but not the one he wanted. Oh, he's going for pot again. Confident.
I think this might just be a yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He has a lot of
personally,
confidence in himself to keep going for this, but I think this isn't going to work either.
No, that's not. It's just, I'm not the biggest fan of if you just keep on trying until you get it. I think if you just don't get it the first time, just come back. It's out of logic anyway. You don't have that bomb bag.
Alright, we got the rolling Goron, Link the Goron. On Xavi's side, another new check. Jeez, Mario is really going for this. Ooh, strike 2!
Wow. Okay. That gives you the ability to go and check the maze at the top there.
Yeah, and that's like instantly what Xavi's gonna do. He's gonna also give him an extra hint. Of course, this is in logic because the bow puts that check in logic, so it's not like we're going out of logic here just yet.
Oh, there is a
And
big
there's a big
boy.
chest. Two big boys.
Oh, wow.
Bomb bag.
Okay.
And blue fire arrows.
And you could use them. Just rush ice, dude. Just rush ice. Don't rush ice at this point. You've got so many things to do. Don't rush ice.
You got Dodongo's Cavern to do, and he's like right here, so he's probably just gonna go there right now.
Yeah,
Could,
really
could rush
convenient.
ice after. Could rush ice after. He gets
True.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we've got DC, Spirit, and Fire Temple, and then Water and Jabu to knock out today. So, varying items required. But already having Strength 2 and a Projectile, you could do the first check in Adult Spirit. I don't recommend that you do, but you can. That's in logic, officially.
The rolling Goron check is gonna still be a little bit awkward, Mario. By the way, that's Epona's in Ice Cavern, and we also saw Song of Time is our all dungeon song. So all Song of Time lock checks are dead, pretty much. No toilet shenanigans today or anything like that. Or River Chest and Water, which I believe was also hinted dead. But yeah, Xavi's gonna get an early progression advantage here with this bomb bag. And we're gonna have to see how Mario manages to route in Link to Goron here. On his side, I think it's gonna be a little bit awkward. Because there's nothing really pointing to that specific area or anything like that.
I mean, I don't see him putting it off very much beyond these checks as Child. I do believe that that's probably just his next best play is probably go over, try and do DC as much as you can with just a strength, and maybe head on up there afterwards, and or he has Minuet, so he could go and play Minuet and work his way backwards and end up doing DC towards the end.
Something else we should note, Xavi dodging another bullet with these Saria's checks. Skull Kid also not paying off on Mario's side, so far he hasn't been punished by the downsides of Child Opener.
Ooh, nice big chest across the way there. So potentially something, unless it's just going to be some bomb shoes.
Yeah, of course, bomb shoes being in big chests does mean there's a little bit more bait out in the world now.
Yeah, I mean, they're nice in the beginning, and then after you get bomb bag, you don't want to see them anymore.
Strength
Oh
3!
my goodness, I was joking about Strength 3 earlier, but I mean, it's alive and well.
So, assuming the bow is Path of the Hero, that means the game alternatively allows us to dip DC to get Strength 2 to get Bomb Bag as well. We still need the bow to get the Bomb Bag.
Well, I mean, the Strength opens up that check as well for Link the Goron.
Yeah, that
The
too.
first one. So, I mean, regardless, like, Strength is, and that's where, you know, the bow comes into play, where because the bow is, as far as we know, Path of the Hero, that Strength is what's being selected there. With both strengths technically, potentially being strength locked there.
Alright, Xavi just pushing the block in DC. Mario gonna get the bottle that Xavi got, and he's gonna go back adult since he doesn't really have anything left to do as kid. We're gonna have to see where he goes next, because it's gonna make a pretty big difference in how he's gonna be able to catch up here.
You think he goes river?
He could. I mean, I believe he has gotten the trail actually on his end. Oh,
Okay,
Maybe
so
that.
this is the right play, which makes sense. You know, you kind of work your way backwards through Goron City. He's gonna get the bomb bag. Yeah, he's gonna go through. He's gonna get the bomb bag, and he'll end up in DC probably about 3 minutes, roughly.
that is the hardest boss in the game. King Dodongo down for Xavi. Of course, the only boss that you can't one-cycle. Well, I guess technically Robo if you want to count the 2 phases, but we're not counting that. King Dodongo's harder. Now, Xavi has quite a few interesting options. He could go to Path Hyrule Field, potentially try and get a hook shot. He could go upriver, look for more information, maybe even go to Ice after that, even though, as far as we know, it's non-logic. But he's gonna at least get this Reed first.
You know, I wouldn't be upset if he decided, because he didn't check Open Grotto, and he does have the hint that Hyrule Field is Path to Morpha. I wouldn't be upset if he goes over, grabs Serenade from Requiem, and then plays Serenade to, you know, do a South Hyrule Field to look for whatever that Morpha item is.
Xavi going back Kid now with that slingshot. Wow, is he just going for that for the edge case? That is interesting play.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be a North Hyrule Field and into, you know, whatever, but it's
Oh,
not.
he wants to do Child Spirit. That makes a lot more sense, since it's the only progression we really have open.
Oh, was that Trail to Baronade? It was Death Mountain something to Baronade, and I didn't see.
It might have been the other copy of Volvagia, but I will check.
I know it was to Baronade. I was going to be able to get his bomb bag here. Think it was Trail? Yeah, I know it was Baronade. I could guarantee that, but I just saw Death Mountain and wasn't able to get the rest.
It was Trail to Baronade. I just went back and checked.
Which could be the hovers.
Yeah, so we got double trail path here. Granted, we only have one item so far. That's the hovers, which, to be honest, to Volvagia makes more sense. It would mean that the boss key is early in Fire Temple, which also makes quite a bit of sense considering both the beatable only possibilities with key logic, as well as the fact that Bo can't lock the boss key. But Mario's gonna do the crater loop here after getting that information, and then go to the Dodongo's Cavern afterwards with his new bomb bag.
Yeah, this makes sense. We could very easily just see, you know, Rudos or Boomerang here at the top of Trail.
Something in Crater, though.
Okay,
And
alright.
double Ds. Mario's gonna go out of his way for this hint here. I like to call this hint the God hint, because sometimes it just wins you games. Today it won't, though, because that's a copy.
Yeah. Yeah, that hint gets I mean, there's a lot of people who don't even know there's a hint stone there. So I totally understand most of the time people just not even checking it. There's also the stigma of, yeah, you're on a timer, and people are a little afraid of that timer.
But Mario's a pro. Timers don't mean anything for him.
Yeah, he tells the timer when to stop.
Exactly. Goron
Uh-oh.
Tunic here.
Um,
In Path Trail.
You know what's kind of funny is runners could technically... That's Graveyard Derova.
Yeah, we got a strength there, which... I mean, it doesn't lock... It technically doesn't lock the bomb bag, I guess. Does it? Yeah, it does. It locks the bomb bag, too.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so we have a very ambiguous graveyard path that's not going to help us.
Yeah, pick an item in the game, or just pick a check in the game, and that strength probably will lock it from this point on.
Meanwhile, Xavi progressing through Child Spirit, as he got a key on the child side. So far hasn't gotten any items from it though, but of course, he's looking for the boss key really most.
Yeah, Child Spirit, notoriously appreciated with how long it actually takes to do. It surprisingly, Child Spirit takes very long. It doesn't feel like it because you're just constantly doing things, and you know, it's got a low item requirement. You could do it with a child projectile and bombs, but getting 2 keys out of it, like 2 extra keys out of it, really ain't that bad.
It's typically especially more strong when you only have 1 strength, because your second or logical third strength could just be there, right?
Yeah.
Xavi is gonna go back to Child Woods now with the slingshot. Look to utilize that bomb bag in Child Goron City, bomb locked woods checks, and some other checks that he's hoping maybe Mario won't get to.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have the whole makeup for the child side here. You've got Saria's songs, you got the bomb bag, you've got slingshot. The only thing I think I'd like more in this situation is if I had Song of Storms, so I could also do the Storms check in Kokiri Forest, but, you know, you may not ever get that song in this seed, so it's okay to you know, kind of forget about it for now until you actually do get it.
There's Mirror Shield.
Well, I mean, the bomb bag being strength locked and that mirror shield being behind it, it's kind of, again, you know, take your pick. What is the path here? And the answer is pretty much everything.
Still, I would say it's a pretty good pull for Xavi. There's nothing really pointing to that mirror shield.
Oh, wow.
Oh, another bomb bag in Child Woods. I believe that is...
It's bomb locked.
Yeah, it is bomb locked because we got our slingshot in the Redead Grotto in CAC, so... Now he's gonna get around to Ocarina minigame, which he jokingly says is slingshot locked. It really isn't, but to him it is. And actually, funny enough, with the new rule set and all that, Xavi could actually beat Spirit here. But,
I mean, yeah.
but yeah, it's probably not worth it considering we need a hookshot anyways to beat the seed. We need to get to Water Temple, so Alright, Mario fighting the hardest boss in the game.
Makes it look so easy.
Xavi doesn't have the Baronade path, correct? So
Yeah.
he doesn't know about... The thing is, like, if it is the Goron tunic, at least he'll, like, walk into the item. Most likely on his way to fire, unless the boss key is really that early. Yeah, I'm checking his tracker now, he does not have it.
Now, if Goron Pot ends up having something, then that's something to kind of take note of, because Mario... that's the one check that Mario has not been able to do. Alright,
Nothing
and...
for a pot.
I mean, alright, listen, Hank, what do you do from here in this situation?
If I were Xavi?
Honestly, either of them, because they're both similar situations right now.
If I were Xavi, I think Xavi's idea of like what to do next is a bit more clear than Mario's, to be honest, because he has a Hyrule Field path that's unfulfilled. That's most likely one of the hook shots. Granted, it's not necessarily the first one, if it is the hook shot, because in order for it to be the first hook shot, it couldn't be hinted path to Morpha, right? Because it's Ganon's boss key path,
Yeah,
not
it'd
a
have to
bridge
be like
path.
it'd have to be like hinted for Twin Rova, which could
Yeah,
you
but-
know just be bomb locked, and that's what our Twin Rova path could be, you know. But
Right. But regardless, I think it's still acceptable to go for it in his position. You could hope that's your logical long shot, or it's just one of the hooks is equally available. And then you could beat Spirit, and then you have at least some more progression to do. After that, it's a bit unclear, and honestly, that's Mario's position right now, because he doesn't have the mirror. So it's a bit unclear what he's gonna do. It looks like he is actually gonna go through field and just clear out field checks. Hope for a hook.
yeah, this makes sense. I mean, the only difference between these two runners right now, as we speak, is Xavi was able to get the mirror shield inside of Lost Woods, which is not necessarily hidden, but they're both pretty much in the same spot now.
I would say at least Mario has an information advantage with the Trail to Baronade path
Yeah.
in a spot that it was a hint stone that Xavi's probably never gonna get to. A lot
That
of
was
people
the one
tend to
in-
skip that hint.
Goron City.
Yeah, Medigoron. So, Xavi has to either hope that it is the Goron tunic and the boomerang or letter is on the way in Fire Temple or something as he does progression fire, or just go back for Crater Loop nonchalantly, right?
I was really hoping for Iron Boots to be at the bottom of Tektite there.
Yeah, that would be pretty mean, but fair enough. Toilet being an inaccessible key, or I guess doesn't have to necessarily be inaccessible, but it's dead to us. Because of the path to the hero. So that means our Hyrule Field path is in South Field. Yep, Xavi gonna check his favorite grotto. Just see bombs there. Whereas Mario's gonna give us Remote Grotto for the first time, which could be our item. It's either here or the scrub. It could actually also be the song, now that I think about it. Like, it could be the song from Ocarina of Time. And that could be just storms, and that could be our long shot. That would be pretty mean.
Yeah, that I forgot that it doesn't get hinted in this setting.
Yeah, because and I think maybe the runners might not be thinking about that too. I've seen like good runners forget that that's a thing. That because normally people are used to playing with the standard 6 med bridge, 6 med GBK settings, which means Ocarina of Time song is always hinted, tells you what the song is, so it can't be passed.
I think it's the song.
It's the song. So Hyrule Field, our path to Morpha has to be the song, and really the only song it can be is Storms here. Because we know Epona's is in Ice Cavern. Granted, yeah, Epona's in Ice Cavern, Song of Time is on Burning Kakariko, so it has to be Storms, that's the path.
That's amazing.
Now Mario's gonna do Child Spirit here. Basically the same thing as Xavi's doing. What Xavi does next, though, is unclear. I could see him doing Crater Loop, doing the same things as Mario.
Yeah.
I could also see him going to River.
That's what I was thinking, is maybe a Crater Loop into a river. Not that they kind of work out very well together, but Crater Loop first, probably, because if you're going up river, you might just decide, let's go ice while we're at it.
Xavi playing Requiem here, interestingly enough. Oh, he's going into Spirit.
Oh, boy.
No hook.
I don't hate it, though. That's the thing. You could just pull a hook.
Not only that, but you can beat the dungeon without a hook. Your first hook could be in Bottom of the Well or something. If you really wanted. If you really wanted.
I don't know if he's practiced that trick very much, but I do know every time I mention it to him, he gives me a barf face. So I imagine he's probably not going to do it, but hey, anything's possible.
I know Mario has practiced it quite a bit. He's very well versed with the trick. So if it does come up, if it does come to that, he can do it, but
yeah.
Mario typically doesn't like doing those types of things.
Oh, and he's just doing the first couple checks and he's out of here.
That's interesting because you can't do the fire lock checks logically right now. Well, I guess you can. You can go get the fire arrows from Domain. But do you want to go to Domain for the fire arrows just to do them?
No, just do bow crap. That's so much faster,
that too.
Clearly.
That too, yeah. Looks like Mario has other ideas. He's going to go to River. And he has the Domain hint, so whether he's going to get the fire arrows or not, hard to say, but I imagine he's probably going to get a beam for late, at least.
Dude, hookshot on Adult Lake with a bean would just be so disgusting right now, but I'm so here for it.
Hey man, full clear your paths, am I right? Even though it's fulfilled. Yeah, we haven't talked about skulls. Another player is really collecting skulls here. Mario's only at 4. I think Xavi has probably like 1 or 2.
Maybe 0.
Maybe even 0, knowing him.
No, he's definitely got 1. I know that much. He's definitely got 1, but I don't blame runners to not even, think about skulls right now, because I mean, what is you're kind of looking for a hook right now. Xavi's looking for a hook so he could logically beat Spirit. Hook kind of just opens up things a little bit. You could go in the forest and just not do any bow checks.
Yeah, for sure. But something I wanted to mention, actually, I noticed that Mario didn't buy a bean. So really banking on River here, pay off. See if the Sphere 0 pays off here, and so far nothing. Just the other copy of Trail Devolve. Of course, we are still missing a path in for boss. There's the other Trail to Baronade right next to it. So if Xavi does go up to River, he will get that information. He won't be missing out on that hint from Goron City. He can just get the other copy there, which isn't a reasonable spot. You know, it's on the way to checks.
I wouldn't be upset with a fire dip, and oh my goodness.
Well, that's progression.
Yeah, fire dip. What is this,
Yeah,
hook? Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's a hook! Okay, so... I would say both players' decisions have paid out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
I would say Xavi's is a little bit riskier, though.
You can leave FW
Hard to
up
say.
there.
Or, yeah, with FW, I guess it's not so bad.
Honestly, I'd
without
leave
FW
FW
would be bad.
before even climbing that. Oh, no, he's got hookshot now, so... Yeah, FW, he could just beat it. Wow, yeah. It was riskier, you know, in retrospect. Because, yeah, you could just pull a hookshot, like I said earlier, but if Spirit turns out with nothing, you're leaving FW, you probably wasted a little time because you're doing things that, you know, would take less time to do a hook unless you do pull a hook.
Also, that was a Shadow Trial to him, which was a big Goron sword, so Mario's gonna get the fire arrows to logically get that, but will we get that? Probably not. Probably won't go out of our way for it. So yeah, fire arrows for Mario. Xavi gonna finish up Spirit here. I imagine Mario's... Well, Mario doesn't have the Mirror Shield. That's his issue right now, really.
Yeah. And you're staring at progression down the barrel. So when do you go back to Lost Woods, realistically, when you have Bolero to get you to where you need to go?
I think I can answer that. I think a good way to do this, from Mario's point of view, it might seem a little unintuitive, but you could argue, get the Woods checks done now on your way to Fire. Maybe. Let's see what he does.
Okay, this is Kakariko.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, is he fire arrow entry? No, surely not. No. Alright. Don't get me too excited now. I mean...
He wants to get these, like, one-off checks that Xavi did earlier done, like Sun's Grave and Royal Tomb Torches. Because he's still looking for a mirror, he's still looking for a hook. He has a lot to do. A lot of these isolated checks that don't feel good.
Yeah,
But it looks like he's gonna go to Fire now.
Yeah, at least you could go into Fire. Unless Bosky is sitting on Pierre, more than likely you'll be able to just knock it out. And you know you're not going to get, like... Well, I guess it's not really an issue. But you know Bo is not going to unlock a key here to unlock the boss key. So either you're going to get an early hook shot or an early boss key, or you'll just know that Bo is not going to unlock a key in particular to get to the boss key. Very small, very minor detail, but you know, it's just something that you typically think about when you're going into these dungeons with the information that you have.
Right. Xavi gonna start in Finrova here. Mario gonna passively collect some skulls. I mean, he, like I said, a lot of isolated checks. From his point of view, his progression could just be on 10 skulls.
Yeah.
And we'll see if this Goron Tunic... If he ends up pushing this Goron Tunic, because it could be Trail Storms, actually, that has our letter Orang as well. Or even Claim Check. Got a key on the hammer loop. Of course, if the hovers are path to Volvagia, that means that, yeah, boss key barrier
Yeah,
right
this
here.
makes sense.
So I think that fulfills the hovers to Volvagia path more than anything. Oh, but you know what the Goron Tunic does too? Great,
just
so
going?
our... Yeah, what I mean is, like, our Boomerang or letter could just be Shadow too. Like, we don't actually know which is the path for to evolve here.
Alright, as Mario goes into the boss for fire, Xavi's finishing up Twin over here. So, honestly, such a fast fire temple.
Yep, vanilla boss key. Very quick. And Curie Emerald for Xavi. Let's have to see where he goes next, because he needs to go to River. He doesn't know that, though. What is he doing here? Backwalking.
Did he leave FW somewhere?
Did he forget a check? Oh, yeah, the check in Spirit. The big chest they couldn't get because it was hooked.
I didn't even know this was a big chest.
Yeah, he couldn't get this earlier.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get it. You can get it without a hook, but it's terrible. It's terrible.
I've only gotten it like 2 times, and it was because I had to record the video for it. Show that it's possible.
And this is...
No.
Great. More bait. Let's go. Alright. Bolero from Xavi. This feels like a crater loop play from him.
Yeah.
Granted, he actually does not know that Trail is path. Meanwhile, Mario is gonna do Death Mountain Crater Fairy with his hammer.
I wouldn't be upset with this, like, crater loop into, like, dropping down into Kakariko and going river, but, I mean, where do you go from here? Like, that hammer's nice, but...
Yeah, Mario's gonna dip Spirit now.
This
He's
is
gonna
good.
get the hook, but that mirror shield that he's missing is crucial.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to leave Forwards Wind, most likely, and the bad part about it is that he actually will get more bait. Like, his world's gonna get bigger for where this mirror shield can be. Because he could get baited into something like Early Forest Temple, Adult Lake, things like that. Whereas for Xavi, it's really just those checks and River, that's it. Well, I guess it's the same thing, almost.
So, I mean, Xavi's playing Bolero right now and heading back, or just straight up going in the Fire Temple, so... This is going to be a case where he's not going to be getting the boss key, because he doesn't have hammer. So he's going to be checking out...
Mario's doing it.
Chad.
Oh. Keep in mind, it's frame perfect, ladies and gentlemen, so it is a pretty difficult trick to execute.
Yeah, it's so tough It's tough to not only get the frame to hit the ground jump midair, but it's also tough to nail the movement required to leave the ledge off of.
Yeah, and I don't think he's been doing it like the correct, quote-unquote correct way here. That looks a little bit better.
Right here. Oh, no, not going to be able to pull it there.
Something to note, though, is Xavi is going into Forest Temple, which is not where he needs to be. Granted, he could get a scale out of here or something like that. That could be helpful, but... Or even irons, technically. We'll see if it pays off, but...
I'm just sitting here intensely watching this, dude. This is very fun, but also nerve-wracking. He got the ground jump off. You don't need the jump slash, though. You just gotta hold forward.
Yep. And I think he's called it quits out of that. It took him about a minute and a half to no avail. And he's gonna have to come back and he'll be very disappointed.
I completely understand this could just be an out-of-logic hook shot. But this is just a scenario. We have the knowledge that, one, it's just bomb juice, but two, you're gonna get hook shot in here anyway.
Yeah. Pretty unfortunate for Mario. It's gonna sink quite a bit of his time, to be honest, and that's time that really at this point he can't afford to be losing, I'd say, in his position.
Like, he's got a good one-up with the hammer already. He ended up going river, and he got paid out for that. He's got Volvagia down, which is good. He could go further into fire, but you really don't want to go further into fire unless you have that hook shot in the back.
I don't remember, was Volvagia key? Because there's a chance that we're just locked out, actually.
I don't remember.
Also, that reminds me, I hope Xavi remembers that Bowlock checks in here are dead for the Path the Hero. Unless he thinks it's not Bow Path and there's just a scale in Adult Lake. Oh, big chest in Forest.
This could be a scale.
Oh, a wallet. That is interesting because that means the Goron tunic cannot be a path item.
Which makes sense because your Storms is likely just sitting in field, Jabu. So it's probably the Storms Grotto in Trail ends up being our item for Jabu.
And this is kind of an awkward scenario for both players now regarding that path information, because although Mario has the information, Xavi doesn't.
So, this is one thing
Mario doesn't know about the wallet.
I don't agree with Xavi doing 3-key here. You know it's not going to net you anything positive.
Yeah, it's not a good decision. I strongly agree. Especially with the Path the Hero bow.
Is it a big chest?
No, it's a small brown.
Oh, it's a boss key. I still think you just you ignore it.
Especially in beatable only too. Like, you could just be logically locked out of Forest. You might just not be able to even get the keys.
I'd say this is potentially worse than Mario spending a little time on doing... Yeah, it could be way worse than Mario spending a little time doing a trick.
Yep, agree.
So, Here, Mario despawn the chest. If it's on the other hand, you just have to look up if it despawns, but with this chest here, you actually have to replay the song. But he's got enough keys. He should be fine.
I think it was a small brown chest anyways, right?
No, it was a key, but
It was okay.
He's good on keys. He didn't go any further in China.
Oh, you know what? That I forgot something very important here. The hook is mirror locked.
Oh my god, it is! Oh god, that's even worse.
So not only is Mario gonna have to somehow come back for that hook, but I mean, at least there is one good thing for Mario. There is one good thing I will say out of this. His world is very small now. There's not that many places his progression can actually be. One of them that's ugly is Deep Fire, from his point of view, which he might actually go to with the path knowledge that he does have. He might assume that the Goron, Tunic, or Hovers are... Well, actually, no, that wouldn't make sense from his point of view either. So yeah. Really, Deep Fire would just be as much of a gamble as anything, but... At least he doesn't have the potential of getting baited into forests like Xavi is right now, looking for his item.
There's only really one bailout for Xavi, and that is if there's straight up just like a scale. I guess. Can it even be scale for Path of the Hero here? To get the lights?
I think so. The other thing he could be banking on is that Adult Lake has a scale. And that's the real Path of the Hero.
Yeah.
But also there could be one in here too, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that's the only thing I could think of would be a bailout for him here, because knowing that, or as far as we know, the bow is Path of the Hero, you probably shouldn't be doing any bow checks until you could confirm that it's the bow. Or that it's not the bow in that case.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him go Adult Lake for that reason before coming here, and just get those two checks out of the way. Just to see if you can maybe pull the scale there, or, you know, something else. But Mario is struggling a little bit with this room. It is absolute hell without Hook. Even for a player of Mario's execution level, it's still hell for anybody.
Yeah, there in every dungeon I have one room like marked off as the worst room per dungeon. And Spirit, this is my least favorite room. Even if you have hookshot, it's only good in my mind if you have the long shot, because you could skip everything. And people said that long shot was dead. Long shot is so back. It is so back.
Nah, it's still pretty dead. What are we on about?
It's pretty dead.
I don't find the room too bad with just Hook, to be honest, personally. Of course, long shot just makes it free, but having neither is rough. Ooh, what's this?
There's surely nothing. I mean, prove us wrong, game. Thank you.
Yeah, second sling.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost done with Forest, but at what cost? Like... Is there a song on, Isn't it Song of Time on, Nocturne? Burning Cat?
Yes. Yes, that's correct. And we do know 2 Song of Time checks are dead, based on Sometimes Hints. One of them being Toilet, and the other one being the River Chest and Water, so... There's not much that can come out of checks from it. Also, Xavi is gonna get key locked here. He is out of keys.
This could be a key. Oh yeah, no, he's straight up out. Okay.
It
Well, I mean,
could be
I
an
guess
item in theory, but it's like a 1 in 3 chance.
that would put both keys in the basement and on PG.
Yep.
Yeah, Mario's
So
going.
Mario
for it.
gonna try this again? Oh boy.
I mean, if he hits it, it's huge, but we know the result. Okay.
That was close.
Yeah,
that was
no-
actually pretty close.
Is I'd say one frame off, but not worth it.
Xavi is gonna go Adult Lake now and confirm whether Bo is path here, but he's
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
be, I think, pretty disappointed when he finds out, if he finds out it is.
yeah, I mean, maybe he confused the fact that you see light arrows, and maybe he thought that light arrows could be Path of the Hero, or he just completely forgot that the bow could be, and what Path of the Hero here entails. Which it's not something you see very often, to be honest with you. It's pretty rare for you to be able to see this in your dungeon or in your seed.
Well, Mario is gonna go back into Fire Temple, which is not... There's nothing pointing to it based on the paths, actually, even from his point of view. Just because the Wolf path is fulfilled with the hovers, and if Goron Tunic was path, it would be to GBK. So it wouldn't be an item that gets him out of jail here.
Yeah,
Ooh, claim check on Xavi's end.
If that, I don't know, dude. I'm so torn. Cause like, yeah, it's an item. It's definitely an item that could potentially lead to another.
Mario is probably gonna want to get key locked out of here. He's gonna want this check to not be a key. If it is a key, that's even more bait for him. Oh boy. That's
Well, you
rough.
could get paid out with an unhinted item. I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah, that is true. He could find iron boots in here. Like anything in here is fair game. Even the second hook could be in here, actually. And then iron boots are in well.
I think this is a river.
Scale
blade.
could also be in here. Yeah, I think he's finally thrown in the towel of checking extra stuff and he's going river now.
Which honestly, like, looking at this, he did essentially 80% of a forest temple, and he's still looking okay. You know, it's not like both runners are kind of having an issue at the moment. That, like, two completely different issues. Mario's not able to get that hook. He doesn't have the mirror shield. It just so happened that Xavi was able to pick up that mirror shield, and it kind of sprang him into the right direction.
Oh, Xavi never did man on roof. He's coming back for this.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he skipped it.
Oh, man.
Oh, Xavi. This is why we love you.
Listen, that's so good. 1 hour, 12 minutes in. Wow. Well, both runners have a little bit of time before they go in and do so. That was so clean, Mario. Holy moly, that was clean.
Yeah, Mario showing why he's one of the best in the business at execution.
Best in the
Beautiful
biz.
on that fire jump.
I love that. Personally, I like the ground jump out of the hover boots now because it's, it's legal. But hey, that was sick. And probably faster.
I would like to see somebody time that, actually, because I know the ground jump out of hover boots trick isn't very widely known, considering how new it is.
Yeah.
I would say.
And I mean, I'll say the version that Mario did, his version of the, like, typically used version was faster because he, like, dropped mid side hop, which is, like, he probably saved, like, a second and a half on how that's typically done, just by his like movement.
Yep.
But ground jumps out of hovers, it also doesn't waste that much movement, but you have to hit the ground jump. You get to store the ground jump, which uses up a little bit of time. So I don't know.
Well, Mario finally gonna go back Child here, and try and clean up Child. Unfortunate for him, he got baited into deeper fire, whereas Xavi has finally broken through from his ball neck, getting the Trail to Baronade path and getting that hammer that he very much needed.
Yeah, I mean, this is good for Xavi, but we know that going any further in fire is going to net you into a lockout. So, yeah, he's got the hammer. He's going to be able to knock out Volvagia. He'd be technically up on progression and dungeons, dungeon completion. But, oh, wow, he's going deeper.
I don't blame him for doing King Zora here, because you're here, this is the best time you can do it.
My question is, do you go into ice, drop FW just in case?
That would be actually a smart idea, in my opinion. I don't mind that. Especially because there's not really an easy way to come back here. Like, you have to hike back, you don't have a scale. You have the warp songs, yes, but without a scale or iron boots, and you don't know if iron boots are actually in the Storm's Lock checks, they could be in ice, actually. Because of that, this isn't a bad play in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, Epona essentially at this point is only going to unlock big pose. We know what's on horseback archery. But Epona's does get you logically over to GTG, but it's locked behind, I don't know, the completion of fire. Oh, shit. Oh, alright. Well, actually, Xavi can... I'd say just drop FW. Go get Epona song, or don't get Epona song. You don't need it. Go GTG.
Not even that. You could go to IGC actually.
True. Strength 3? Oh, dude, there's so many possibilities. KZ skip is legal.
You'll definitely want to investigate the trail path to see which item for Jabu there is there, because if it's letter, then yeah, the whole seed's wide open, your boomerang can be anywhere in the seed, literally. But if it's boomerang, then this whole area, as well as GTG, might be dead. So... Oh, hey look, Iron Boots!
Oh my... Oh,
I'm
wow.
hinted too! Yeah, isn't that great?
That's water completion.
When does Mario get to that?
God. Okay, it doesn't look like anything's down there.
That is a massive pull for Xavi.
This is an
Massive
insane lead.
pull. This is the kind of pull he could only dream of. Because now, he knows that the Hyrule Field path is actually bait. Granted, your storms could have letter, actually, so maybe it's not bait. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, the two paths, Hyrule Field to Morpha, and Death Mountain Trail to Baronade, could just be pointing to the same thing. The letter.
Yeah.
And we have no idea where Longshot is.
Which is fine. That's fine, but boomerang.
Yeah.
I think that's what you meant to say.
Oh yeah, we have no idea where Boomerang is now, I think.
Which is like, I don't know, what, eight months ago? I would have been like, oh dude, where is Longshot? Crap, where is it? Oh man, if only we had a trick to completely skip it.
I would say, like, depending on the perspective, you know, if you're in Mario's shoes, you probably don't, well, geez, Mario's still avoiding that mirror shield. This is gonna be brutal for me. This is gonna be like a last location.
I don't blame him, you know? It just, his route did not make sense to go back into SFM. Was it SFM? No, it was that first grotto out of SFM.
It was, yeah, the first grotto out of SFM. He just hasn't done the bomb lock checks in woods yet. He could route it in with, like, you know, slingshot game in woods as child right now, but opting not to. And you know, this extra movement going to river to pick up the bean when he was already in river as child, it's not what you want to see from him.
Yeah, and for Xavi, he's actually sitting in a good spot where he knows that the song in Hyrule Field is going to be the way the hero or the path item here. So he's going to be able to just beat Volve and likely skip the rest of Forest. This is really good for Mario. This is really good for Mario right now. He is going to get it.
The only issue from his point of view that I could see is where the hell is Hook? But
you're so low on checks that did he leave FW in?
He did. The issue is you're going back adult for basically those 2 checks, which is a bit awkward.
It is.
Granted, it is progression, and he does know the trick to beat Spirit without a hook shot. Like, he 1,000,000% does. He knew about it before everybody else did, to put it that way. So I wouldn't blame him if he like goes back there thinking to do that, and then, you know, hopefully go to Kid, get Storms, and try and get the first hook out of Logic, or second hook out of Logic. But he is gonna have to basically clean up these checks now because they could easily have the hook. I think he does know, though, that Mirror Shield is pretty rough for him.
I think he's kind of hoping that he could pull something aside that's not mirror locked. But then again, it's like, you have to go into Spirit with the, like, just like how Xavi did. He went into Spirit without a hook shot and, you know, kind of got paid out getting that hook shot along the way. So it's like, it's already technically a bad item to pull in general, and he's just maybe hoping, and it was not a key on Volve. I know it doesn't matter anymore, but Blue Fire.
Mario did finish 10 skulls, though, so if that's our casino boomerang or something like that,
he turned it in.
Oh, he did turn it in, it was nothing.
Yeah,
that's
it was purple rupee.
Yeah, because if that was something, then that would put him back in the game. Unfortunately, now he's definitely behind between the lack of a hook shot, not having done Spirit, as well as missing the Iron Boots that are completely unhinted right now. Granted, they may be hinted in the future, but it'll take him some extra time to get there. Xavi, in the meantime, going to give us claim check for the first time. Both runners are, well, Mario's about to get it here. Not on top of the lab, but after he does this check, he'll go to fishing and get it. And Xavi is going to show us this for the first time, which could be our path item. If it is, then... yeah, I mean, it'll give us
I think it's just over. But, no, yeah, so... It's just the Storms Grotto, which is fine, because Xavi is more than likely going to go get Storms right now. You could open up bottom of the well, you know, while you're at it. I don't recommend doing bottom of the well. Maybe.
I don't mind doing bottom of the well here, actually. Me personally, I don't mind it.
I was just thinking in the aspect of you could technically beat water at this point, but why beat water when you're likely not going to get boomerang out of it.
I wouldn't have minded seeing Xavi do IGC in that adult segment, though.
Yeah, that's true. Or at least, like, go check Light Trial real quick. Skip the rest. Like,
Yeah.
I know that you're in this situation where you're only an hour and 23 minutes in. It's actually relatively quick. Like, you just have, in Xavi's eyes, you just have Jabu and Water to do, and Water can be quick. But, and Jabu's the third quickest dungeon in the game for the child dungeon. So it's like, there we go. That's our storms. That's our path. But so realistically, Xavi's only 2 items from go, and you've got a good hold on
3.
where one of them is.
3 actually,
Yeah,
because
we
we need a scale.
Ugh, ew. Yeah, go bottom of the well. Get that scale. It's probably hiding out in there.
I'm interested to see actually if the 2 paths are basically just pointing to each other. Like, it's just Hyrule Field Amorpha to get storms, and then you use that storms to get the path Dev Mountain Trail letter, and that's all it is. And your long shot's just anywhere. But he's gonna check trail first. He's gonna check trail first. Which I think... I don't mind it. You do want to know whether it's boomerang or letter. Because then you look for your letter logically first. To know whether GTG is even in play or not. Or your long shot first to even know whether GTG is in play. You don't want to be going to GTG and it's just not available because letter's the last item you need to beat the game. Mario gonna finally get his hook here. Pretty much a last location. I don't even know if he has any checks left, actually. And he's in a rough spot. Wasteland torches are a bow. Long shot. Oh no. Okay. Well, that is a good thing, in some sense. And the reason why is because that has to be path for a Baronade item.
And it can't be. We know it's more than likely not going to be Sun Song, or Shoot the Sun. Sorry, not Sun Song, but it's likely not Shoot the Sun, considering our bow is Path of the Hero, or potentially, yeah, it's guaranteed Path of the Hero. So I guess there's one scenario where Shoot the Sun is actually a scale, and but
yeah, that's correct.
But still, like. That's our logical way to get over into GTG or Gerudo's Fortress, and Gerudo's letter could be sitting on top of Fortress. It's not going to be in Haunted Wasteland. We know that. We just got that hint. So it's either sitting on top of Fortress or it's in GTG.
Yeah, and most likely if it's in GTG, it's the not bow lock checks, unless the scenario of the scale being on Shoot the Sun is what you said.
Just rush the silver blocks.
But
and that's what's obvious.
The good news is at least we know we have some idea of like the letter logic here.
Which is really cool, and it netted it gets us the irons. I think that series of hints actually kind of tells you. No, it doesn't. Those irons.
It could be Rang and GTG is the problem. Yeah. So. Even after Mario finishes this and his world completely opens up, like he's still gonna have a hard time finding those irons. He could find gold scale before the irons actually.
Yeah,
that is actually a possibility to bail him out.
You don't really need the irons in this situation that much. Oh yeah, you do need gold scale. Jesus, dude. Yeah, sorry.
You need at least one scale. You need at least one scale.
Well, to get, you need gold scale to get into water without the irons.
Alright, well, Mario gonna finish up Rova here. Meanwhile, Xavi getting caught. Gonna get a good peek at the fortress chest. I don't know if he knows the trick to get it with long shot.
You know, you taught it to me like 3 times, and I still don't know it. I think I tried it once, failed, fell down, never tried it again.
Bye-bye Grudogard. And this is gonna also be bye-bye Twin Rova. And now Mario's world has completely opened up. Because he has Storms, IGC, he's gonna get GTG open, Forest Temple even, which if he's gonna come back in the game, I think he needs to not do Forest Temple for sure.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, don't even step foot in there. But what's really nice at this point is Mario's really just a grab Storms, grab long shot away from where Xavi is at. Which is, you know, compared to 5-10 minutes ago, is in a way better spot than he was in.
Yep. Yep, I agree. Granted, if Xavi skipped Forest Temple, the lead would be pretty insurmountable, but...
Gotta make the games
Fortunately
close.
Fortunately for Mario, oh, and he's about to find out the bad news. He's gonna find out what he was wasting his time for, with the hovers trick.
I don't blame him for coming back, but man, is this just not...
This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt his soul. I feel so bad for him. Oh
man, I genuinely thought we were gonna get at least one shield flick there out of frustration. This is why you're at the top, is because you're able to control those emotions. I mean, it sucks when that happens, but...
Yeah, that is something I think Mario does have, as a quality of a player that's very stronger than a lot of other players, is poise. He's good at keeping his emotions under control, just playing his game. And usually it pays off for him. Today he's gotten pretty bad luck, but it's not over for him yet, so...
Yeah, I'd like to see Mario actually go bottom of the well, to be honest with you. Considering Xavi just rushed GTG, which makes sense because the game is telling you, hey, one of your items is in this direction.
Especially also because Mario doesn't have the wallet, so he isn't thinking about the potential of like a Goron Tunic path or something funny like that. Sorry, Mario could be thinking about a Goron Tunic path. Xavi isn't. Xavi's eliminated that. He knows it's one shot, so...
With Mario playing Nocturne here, it actually kind of solidifies that he's at least going to open bottom of the well, in my eyes. You go this direction if you want to hit up bottom of the well on the way back, or at least open it up. Because if he opens it up and then he goes trail, and then he realizes he's not happy with the item that he gets in trail, he could just go bottom of the well. And honestly, with that long shot, it's a love-hate relationship there. I would be happy to see it because it gives you that information, but at the same time, I wouldn't be very. Oh, okay. Well, we knew that was there.
Yeah. And Hikiri's sword for pre-completed Deku. So that's one of the 3 items we need. Which makes sense. I mean, the path is fulfilled. It was long shot in Death Mountain Trail to get your Ruto's letter in Gerudo Training Ground. But we still have to find a boomerang and a scale. Which could be anywhere now.
Yeah, I think bottom of the well is really good for either of them. You know, in retrospect, knowing the information that we have.
I don't think that was intentional on Mario's end.
You know, but he right back on the horse. I gotta give it to him. That was he just rolled with the punches
Committed to
there.
the bit. Yeah, committed to the bit. Oh, another big chest in GTG though. And what could this be? Third slingshot. Let's go. What is this? A scrub seed? Flash is lock complete. Yeah, so I noticed Xavi skipping the bowlock checks, so he's at least realized the bowlock checks have to be dead. Granted, actually, they could be a scale. Now that I think about it, I think they can actually be a scale. I might be wrong, but yeah, he's gonna skip them, and I guess hope to find a skill elsewhere. And gonna check Gerudo Valley Hammer chest next. And it's dead. And also gonna check Valley for the first time here, because Mario did this, Xavi hasn't yet.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I like when adult can do it, because it is a little bit faster. Quite a bit faster, actually.
A lot.
If you're just peeking.
Fun fact about how much faster it is. So, I don't actually know the timing for adult, but I can tell you for child, to do the Valley, like, checks, 3 minutes. Big chest here for Mario, and unfortunately it's a Zora tunic.
Oh boy.
It's done about half of well now, so still has quite a bit of it to do, including the dead hand checks. And looks like Xavi's setting up for Shoot the Sun and is gonna just beat water here.
He's doing lab dive. I don't know.
I don't know about that, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be pretty funny if he gets the other scale here. And then it goes... It's possible, it's possible.
That would be the craziest way to be able to complete the seed.
Oh, second magic, okay. Well, wrong second item. Yeah, this is gonna be Shoot the Sun into Water Temple for sure. And of course, it's good to do this. It's progression. You've solved the letter path. Your rank could be in water. Very unlikely considering how low density water is. But
oh my god!
Skill.
Oh my god! No way! Our bow checks in. Our bow checks in.
Yeah, bow checks are in.
No.
Bow checks are in now. Oh, that's huge.
Rain could just be in GTG.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah, it could be.
Force wasn't a bad play! What is happening?
Well, that changes things. Mario actually has some edge cases where he could just get Rang in GTG, for example, and crush Xavi that way.
He needs 2 scales to get into water, though. He still needs the iron boots.
Yeah, those iron boots are in a very bad spot for him, regardless of where Rang is for Xavi.
Oh.
You're
Oh,
even
the
more likely to
perfect
go
box game.
forest. You're even more likely to go forest at this point from Mario's point of view than you are ice, to be honest.
Thing is he'd have to do shoot the sun in order to have that, you know, series of events happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does go there ASAP with the long shot. He got the long shot, right? I mean, oh no, he hasn't yet. He played Minuet, so he's gonna pick it up here. Considering Mario will almost certainly realize, I'm probably behind here. I need to do, and he'll realize he needs to do progression. I would be very surprised if he does something else that's random instead, or goes GTG even, considering his position. I imagine he's gonna do progression first. Yeah, so, to clarify, the Path of the Hero was just Lake Hylia Path of the Hero, and we found two things there. We had a bow there, which we initially thought was going to be Path of the Hero, but then we found a silver skill, which led to our light arrows. So, now, that means that, yes, there is a chance that bow is the Path of the Hero item. Of course, that's possible. It could just be pointing to that. But if that is the case, that could just be circumstantial that the scale is there. But if you're in a runner's point of view, it means that the bow checks pretty much are in play because you don't know whether the Path of the Hero is the scale or the bow, and you pretty much have to assume worst case scenario, it's the scale, and bow checks are in play. So. Xavi, wait, what's Xavi doing here?
He's grabbing lights. Maybe he's making a case where Boomerang could be vanilla, and he's grabbing lights.
Jabu's dead, though.
Never mind, Jabu's dead. Maybe he's just opening it up, grabbing lights, and leaving up W. I wouldn't do that, though. I would go IGC, personally.
Or bomb the well. Either one's fine.
Yeah.
Probably IGC is better out of the two because it's more checks per minute with light trial and all.
Yeah.
Also, I was wrong. Mario is indeed going to GTG. I want to see if he does the bow lock checks here.
Yeah, because if he just pulls ring, then
Seed's over.
that's GG. Yeah, you don't go back to GTG in Xavi's eyes until it's last. You have to just hope that there's nothing in there.
Yeah, you can't go back. Like, if you're in Xavi's point of view, going back to GTG is pretty much like a defeatist play, I would say. It's pretty much accepting, like, I made the wrong choice. And when you're in a runner's position, you can't be like... You have to kind of cope with the decisions you make. Like, you have to play to your advantages and cut the losses of your weaknesses, right, of your route. So... yeah, GTG is just pretty much going to be last location for Xavi. Mario, on the other hand, I mean, he hasn't done quite a few bow lock checks that Xavi has. I think he hasn't done Cack Arch, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody could correct me on that if he did it, but...
What was it? Cack Archery?
I don't know if Mario has done it. He didn't,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Oh, he did, okay. So... yeah, at least that's one bow lock check. I guess you could say that runners have an orphan, but... Alright, Xavi going back adult, it seems. This is most likely an IGC play.
Yeah. Which we know is the right play. Bottom of the well netted nothing. Nothing super useful. And he could leave FW in Ganon's castle as well. So he's setting himself up to finish the game, which, you know, makes sense.
You know what I would like to see from Xavi here? You do IGC, then you I mean, it doesn't matter what order you do climb, but you do IGC, you save quit in IGC, then you FW to ice and do the ice checks. And then if ice checks net nothing, you basically quit without saving, and then set FW in IGC. That way you're not wasting your resetting IGC FW, because ice is really not good to come back to right now. It's pretty isolated and it's like slow for movement, and you want to take advantage of the FW you set earlier.
Yeah, the only problem I have with that is that you'd also be committing to doing big pose as a check on top of that, because
you could do without opponents. You could do without opponents too.
Yeah.
Oh, and Market's dead. Market's dead.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, everything opponent locked is dead. This is a pretty dead light trial, by the way.
Oh. At least he'll be able to check the next check.
Yep.
Oh. Oh. Oh, this is tense. Is it bomb twos?
Oh, another bow! Let's go! Hey, you wanna know something about that? That's not bow locked.
Yeah, it's just strength locked. Strength unlocks everything.
So that actually confirms the scale path. We don't have to make circumstantial assumptions now. So these GTG checks that Mario is about to head to, we'll see if he actually commits to doing them.
It's so scary. This is
very much could be the rang.
Which is like, this is Mario keeping an open mind, thinking, okay, it could just be scale. Like, technically, things have been accessible without Bo. Bo hasn't really done too much in this. And you could, I mean, we've been thinking that it was Bo this entire time. So it's a good assumption, but he's just checking every box, making sure, you know, nothing gets blundered in this sense.
There's a letter for Mario that's gonna open up Ice Cavern logically for him. Which, we know that area, I mean, Fountain has Iron Boots, he has no idea. So...
And honestly, I feel like with Xavi's age, being an adult already, Ice is the next best thing before going into Bottom of the Well. Could have done it before going in Ganon's Castle. He had a great opportunity to do it. Oh, there's a big chest.
Though. And what is this? Din!
Oh no!
Oh no! Now Shadow Temple is wide open. Xavi gonna do both Shadow Trial checks. Yeah, I think Xavi does not have the hint though.
Which is
I will double
fine.
check.
It's not that long of a check with his setup. Oh, it is a big chest.
Yeah, it's BGS. This is
Hey,
BGS.
that's fine.
Yep. Mario did do the bow lock checks, right? And they were dead, correct? Yes, so that's another bailout for Xavi. He's gonna play Nocturne here, and he's gonna head to...
Yeah. Man, this is insane, because now it turns into, is it Shadow or is it Ice? Because if it's Ice, it's Mario's game.
Not necessarily. I mean, Mario has IGC open too. He could get baited into Shadow too. He has Forest to get baited into as well. Ice isn't going to be really the first play on his mind, I imagine. It could be that he goes there because maybe he feels behind and he needs to make the second or third best play, but... I don't know. It's still a gamble. Another funny check that neither runner has done, by the way, where it could be, which would be very disgusting. Frogs won.
man. Oh, there's a big chest right off the bat.
And palm shoes. Of course it is. We're 148 in the seed and about to hit go mode. So we need more bomb shoe chest bait. Yeah, it doesn't take very long to check the 3 ice checks if you're Xavi. If you're Mario, it does because you have to walk there. Oh, another big chest. More bomb shoes?
Oh,
Boomerang! And
Wow.
that is go mode for Xavi. And yeah, this is a pretty significant lead. Not just because of the boomerang, because, you know, if Mario does the same thing as Xavi, he's gonna get the dins and then get the boomerang, okay. But Mario still has to fetch the scale, beat water,
Yep.
get the lights, and then somehow go to irons, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a very big lead for Xavi. He even has Furrow's win set, so this is gonna be a quick little stroll to Spirit Temple to go back to Jabu.
Yeah, honestly, this it's kind of funny because it's been the theme for this entire race, is that it really, and especially you'll see this a lot in, you know, high level, like the top of the top level matches, where small routing decisions decide the entire match. You know, their execution is pretty well matched, and, you know, when you're considering, like, you know, top 8 runners, yeah, their execution is pretty similar across the board, but it's those small things. A runner may decide to do one thing before the other, and it just kind of snowballs into a situation where one runner gets mirror shield, and it just so happens that mirror shield unlocks the hook shot, and it kind of rolls into this situation where the game just opens up a lot faster, as opposed to the other player, and that's just what it came down to. And you know, it's been like that since literally the second this match started, where both runners went opposite ages.
Yeah, at the higher levels, the difference in execution is really not typically what decides the race. It sometimes can if they like do the same route, which, you know, sometimes in those really linear seeds it can happen, but more times than not it's decided by routing decisions and general movement.
Yeah, I mean, with the hundreds of races going on monthly, you know, typically, on average, when tournaments are going on, we'll see those matches that are determined by, you know, seconds and very similar routes. You know, it really just comes down to, oh man, like my fight against the Stalfos wasn't as clean as, you know, it should be, and you know, you lose by 5 seconds, and you're sitting there thinking about every 5 seconds you could have saved throughout the seed. But in this case, it's just different ways of playing.
Alright, well, that's the dins for Mario, I believe.
Yeah, so I think this is something that we didn't see from Xavi, which is the tower climb. I think he was just like, you know what, let's just go Shadow. Let's get out of here. Whereas Mario is not 100% dead set on that. Dins doesn't necessarily want to hard commit to that dins until everything's been cleared through here, which makes sense, because you could just be in go mode and you could just skip out. even though he is missing 2 items.
He probably has some idea about the scale. It depends if he's thinking about it. You know, there's a lot of factors to think about while you're running. Sometimes you miss something. But if he is thinking about it, then he'll realize the bow is accessible now, and that it can't be past the hero. So he'll have an idea where scale is, at least. There's a second wallet.
This one was in Forest, right?
Yeah. Non-Bowlock Forest. It was in the courtyard. And Mario gonna set FW and Ganon's. Looks like he's gonna go to Shadow, so he is gonna get the boomerang. But is still missing the Iron Boots. And I don't know when he's gonna ever get that, to be honest. Probably not before Xavi finishes this rate. Okay, Xavi gonna start Baronade now. Yeah, Mario might keep going in Shadow, actually, from his point of view.
Yeah, because a Jabu completion really doesn't get you anything.
Yeah, it doesn't, and he's still looking for Iron Boots. Like, he doesn't have any idea where those are. And that is Baronade down for Xavi with his final dungeon completed. He'll be on his way to Ganon.
It's always like a little treat that you give yourself towards the end of the seed when you have FW pretty much in every spot that you want it to be. You gotta go do Jabu, but you've already, taken the time, gone up there, grabbed the light arrows, and dropped FW inside of Jabu. It is just kind of like a little treat to yourself. Like, oh, nice! I don't have to trek up there and beat the dungeon. I kind of split it up into 2 different scenarios. That's how I look at it, anyway, because I dread going into Jabu, or at least trekking up to Jabu to do Jabu. Jabu itself isn't that bad. Nice little rang action for Mario.
Yeah, looks like he is gonna bail and go straight to Jabu, actually. Oh, wait, does he have this? I don't think he ever got the skill, right?
No.
Is he gonna walk there? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that doesn't feel great.
I mean, frankly, from his point of view, it's better to look for the scale first, at least, before doing foolish Jabu, really. Otherwise, you're just wasting this time on movement. But, I know why he's going here. He's trying to get Frogs 1 done.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's still a check.
Yeah, because if Frogs 1 just has Iron Boots, then it's kind of one of those out-of-the-way checks that pays you off for going and knocking Jabu out in advance.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you know, after last locating that hook, he's got to feel behind. So this is one of those things where you hope this gets you back in the game, probably. I would be very surprised if he doesn't feel behind with that hook location or that mirror location. It's not a great out, but it's an out, potentially, and you gotta at least play for your outs, from his point of view. So I guess we'll see what this is, and it is Purple Rupee. So, same reward from all the other frogs, actually. Could have been a bottle, at least. Right? Because I think we only have 2 bottles or something like... Oh, no, we have 3. Yeah, it could have been a 4th bottle, I think.
It could have been a fish bottle and made things, I don't know, a little nicer.
Yeah, true.
I always get excited when I see a fish bottle, unless it's my first bottle and I know that I'm just going to throw that fish away for no reason.
Nice little trick to get in there to domain. Without playing Zella's Lullaby. And we're gonna do some drinking.
Yeah, it would have died if this was Battle Royale.
Yeah, don't do underage drinking, kids. Xavi, in the meantime, gonna start Ganon's. Even has BGS to speed it up, so... yeah, just a couple pokes, and... Wait, there's a Ganondorf there? You telling me there's a Ganondorf there? Yeah, this fight will go pretty quickly. You should be done in a couple minutes.
Alright, so, I mean, knowing what's at stake here, the winner of this ends up going to the finals. So this will be SpeedGaming Summer Series Ocarina of Time finals, and Xavi will secure their spot. They're in the finals, going to be playing either Alexis or Kawari. Now, just a little lore, like I don't believe Kawari's seen themselves in a final situation, so that would be a pretty hype for them final series against Xavi if we saw that. And if we see Alexis in the finals, that's actually going to be a run back of our Season 7 standard tournament finals, where Xavi and Alexis faced off, where Xavi actually won the standard tournament during that season. So honestly, I think either opponent in this situation would be pretty hype. You'd have a new finalist or a repeat of a main tournament. So pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing those matches and seeing what happens.
Yeah, and I believe Alexis got finals last year and the year before that for SpeedGaming Live, SpeedGaming Online. At least 2 years ago for sure. But
was it last year Mario ended up winning?
I think it was Mario. Yeah, Mario won and Alexis was finals, I think.
And that is
and before that was both Alexis. Yep. And GG Suzabi finishing with a time of 2 minutes, 2 hours, excuse me, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And we're going to be bringing in at least Xavi for an interview.
Hello.
GG Xavi, congratulations.
GG, thank you.
Also, I can confirm Mario will be joining shortly.
Very nice.
So yeah, what did you think about the seed?
I don't know. I felt kind of behind after playing Forest. Did he play Forest too?
No.
No.
Oh.
Actually, I'll bring in Mario to talk about it. Welcome in, Mario.
Ooh.
GG's.
GG's.
GG, Xavi.
GG.
So the big difference really for you two. Well, first of all, I guess Mario would. I don't know if you know where the irons are. In Fountain.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, that was
It's like,
a little bit of a
okay.
rough spot. A little bit of a rough spot, but
I
really
doubt I was
the
getting
thing
there
that
anytime soon, honestly.
yeah, the thing that was really rough for you, I suppose, was that hook shot.
Yeah, the mirror, even.
The mirror, yeah. That was. I think we were talking about it. It was pretty much last location. I don't
Yeah, it
know if you have
was.
any other checks left, and
It was last location.
That really was the thing that made a difference. But granted, you did have a few outs. Xavi skipped some GTG Bolok checks, thinking Bo was Path the Hero, I believe.
Oh.
Which
Did I?
which could have had. I think so. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
think I'm pretty sure I
think
did
you
all
did
of
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. But
I skipped some of time stuff because
other-
that wasn't reachable. Didn't even
Yeah.
peek the ledge.
yeah. I guess the other one was Frogs 1 that you ended up doing, Mario. Xavi didn't. But yeah, that
At the well,
there was-
apparently. Like,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
skulls.
Xavi didn't end up doing well or skulls. So you did have a few outs. Fortunately, didn't hit. Granted, it was pretty much just a casino for Boomerang at the end, as well as
boomerang,
technically
scale, irons, yeah.
Technically scale, irons for sure. Scale actually ended up, of course, being Shoot the Sun. It was circumstantially the Path of the Hero in Lake Hylia, even though it could have been the bow, but apparently the bow in Light Trial is also accessible, so that
Oh.
at least rules out the bow.
Wait,
Oh, of course.
Lights-
Scale
lights
it
can't be?
has to be in Lake Hylia.
Oh no, it can't be directly lights, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
forgot it
Yeah,
can't
it
be
can't be
directly
directly
light
No
arrows.
way.
I thought it was lights.
No.
I thought it was lights too.
Oops.
Wow, well,
Yeah, that's totally
Okay.
fair. That's so fair. But yeah, in this case, it could not be hinted directly for the lights because Ganon gives you the light hint. So it had to be an
Right,
item.
I don't know why. I usually am good about that stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, I totally knew that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't look at
All
my
right.
That's why I skipped checking. That's why I skipped peeking Shoot the Sun when I was in Adult Lake, because I knew it had to be scale. Definitely.
That's cool. Granted,
So,
regardless of you not getting the scale on your way to Jabu, I mean, you at least would have gotten Frogs 1 on your way to the route you did take. That is a check that Xavi, would have probably never gotten around to, considering how isolated and terrible that check is. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess what was going through your head when you found the mirror and then the hook? Did you feel? I suppose
I'm
you felt
behind.
behind.
I'm behind by a lot. Yeah, fun fact, actually, I was in Ganon's, searching for Boomerang and Letter and stuff. I'm like, okay, I found Letter. If I find Scale in Ganon's, I'm going to Ice Cavern. And if Scale happened to be in Ganon's, I would have just stumbled into the Iron Boots, which would have been really good for me. But, alas. There was no Scale in Ganon's. If I got the Scale earlier, in Lake, which I couldn't have because I didn't have Longshot, but if I did get the Scale there, then I would have gone Ice after Ganon's instead of Shadow. Which, if I was just going to continue the seed now, I was going to go back to Shadow, and clear out the rest looking for Iron Boots. So it would have saved me on some time, but still, I think Xavi has too much time saved with not last locationing the Mirror Shield and just skipping the well and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the force
Yeah.
jump will hurt a little bit, but at least you kind of get locked out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like climbing fire too, like just to get lucked out, that felt bad.
Yeah, it's still a very fun match to watch. You guys took two completely different routes in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's just like there were convergences, but there were a couple of things that, you know, you had done, Mario, that Xavi hadn't, and then there are a couple of things that Xavi had done that you hadn't. And it's like, you know, it really just came down to who got the bombs in the right location at the right time to get that mirror shield.
Yeah, I mean, when I got bombs, it was in the maze, right? So it was natural for me to go check the trail because it's double path and then go straight into DC. Like Lost Woods was never on my mind. It was not really an easy location for me to route in, having already done Child Lost Woods, Child Goron City, Kokiri Forest, Adult Goron City. Like all that is done. So to go back to Lost Woods just for the bomb checks kind of sucks.
Yeah, and only one Child Goron City check left, I believe, which was.
No, I did them all. I did the pot.
So, I mean, you had to go back during that loop, though. Like when you got the mirror, you finished up. So that was the only thing that you could really route in with the bomb checks through Lost Woods. Unless I'm
Well, no,
just
I already did the Goron
remembering.
City pot as child.
Okay.
I spent way too much time in Child Goron City to not do the pot.
I guess I wrote it off that you had just given up on the pot after not getting it the first time.
Yeah,
No.
you
I
spent
reloaded
you
that
spent at least
scene
a
and
few
then
times.
did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Xavi, actually, I guess I should ask both of you, really. I'll start with Xavi first. You both got the Lake Path to Hero pretty early, so you knew about it. When you got the bow
Yeah.
there, was that your first thought? That
No.
it was
Yeah.
Lake Path to Hero?
Yeah,
Not for
100%.
me at least.
I
see.
thought
Yeah.
about it, but then I saw the lights, and then I got yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was the lights like all the time, so
Which is just crazy because, like, you knowing this now, you guys both played a completely different game than we thought you guys were playing.
Yeah.
Now it's just turned the entire last 2 hours upside down in my head, and I'm trying to like recalibrate everything.
I'm just sitting here like, oh, all of my way the heroes are fulfilled. I'm just in casino mode, trying to look for the last items.
That's honestly hilarious. Honestly, I've got nothing else. This is fun. We really didn't expect to see Shadow in the end, but alas, there it is. So
Yeah. Jeez.
I guess I will. I can ask one more thing to Xavi, since he will be advancing to the finals in the tournament. Your potential next matchup, which will be decided tomorrow, Quarry and Alexis. How are you feeling about that? Facing either of them?
That sounds like a very solid final. I'm happy about that.
Sounds
Should
good.
be an interesting match. Yeah.
Confident in yourself? You think you?
I
got a
think
good
after
chance
beating
in
Mario, everything is possible then.
Yeah, that's fair. Mario's been on an absolute tear past year with all the tournament wins.
Hey, it's got to end at some point, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I guess Oak, you got anything else to add, or?
no, I guess the only thing is that Mario did just announce a tournament today. If you
Yes.
want to speak about it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be hosting the first ever spoiler log tournament for Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Information can be found in the main Discord over in side tournaments. It's also in the side quest server. If you're there, they have a whole section dedicated to Spoiler Lock Tournament. You can read up about it and join. It'll be fun. It'll be in about 2 weeks from now.
Very nice. Well, I think with that, I think we're done. Ink, thank you for joining me today. The wonderful match between these two, and I really appreciate the great company that you had. And thank you to Lady Draco for knocking out a double tracking today. So thank you so much. I literally do not know
Huge.
what I'd do without you. So thank you personally, and thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting the tournament in the first place. So
Hey, thank you for commentating, okay. and Ink.
Yeah,
And
thanks for the restream, guys.
Kalo, thanks for restreaming. You did a great job, I think. I will watch it back. Thank you so much.
Also, we'd like to shout out T Sigma 6 also for help with the back-end stuff as well. They also volunteered to help out with this restream.
Let's go.
Well, I think that's it. We don't have anybody to pass it off to, so we're just gonna dip on out of here. So thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for the other semifinals, and hopefully soon for the finals of this tournament.
Yep. Take care, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.